cousin, she fainted.
Oh
Like
God.
they was all the same age,
Right.
between 21 and
Right.
27.
Right. Right.
You know?
Right. That's
Yeah, I
gotta
was
be
pretty
real
close.
hard.
I was pretty close to all my cousins too. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I can imagine my cousins.
Right.
Then he was the only child.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
then he was the only child.
Wow. Wow. That's oh man, that's sad. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah. My only kid, that's losing one is already hard, but then it's my only. It's like, oh, like that
Yeah,
that real empty hole. Wow.
man, it was cold, man. It was cold. It was cold. It was cold.
Wow.
That's one more reason
Wow.
I was appreciative every day I wake up and sing songs.
Right. Right. Yes, it's
But
definitely
anyway,
a
on that
blessing.
note, let's get off of death and get back to the living.
Get back to life.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
so in other news, what up everybody? Good morning. Welcome to BOL. We were just talking
yeah.
about some of our
Moaning,
happenings over the weekend.
moaning,
Kenny went to a
moaning.
funeral, so just kind of put that together, like what we're talking about.
Yeah, it was a finish. And Fat Boy was crying. Yeah, I said it.
Right, right. Yo, you ever had that cry that sneak up on you and you just like, why are you crying? Why am I crying? In
Oh
your mind,
yeah.
like, I can't stop it.
Oh, hey, I remember. Hey, I ain't trying to lie
What's
to you.
up there?
I remember the first time that I cried, and it wasn't for pain.
Okay,
It
right,
wasn't for pain.
right, okay.
You ain't gonna believe it.
Uh-oh. Let's go exclusive. When's the first
The,
time, brother?
the
Nine
color purple.
pain.
Color
Color
purple.
purple.
All right.
What?
What part? Oh, what part? What part?
I just said it. When they
Man,
were
you
when
that was good.
when they were
That made you
doing,
feel good, right?
well, it was the same time that Whoopi had that ugly cry. When they met up again and they was doing the little
Oh.
uh me and you would never part. Man, you know.
Oh, the second time when they came back together,
Second time.
when she
Not when they were
was
young,
came
when they
back from
was
Africa
old.
or wherever she was at, Africa.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow. The the
Yeah.
joyous, the joyous cry, like oh, yeah. What's so funny? It seemed like those are they get you like because you feel it in the movie, you feel it like I can
Yeah, man.
imagine not
Yeah.
seeing my brother sister for years. Like wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
Wow.
That's a transparency moment right there for y'all.
I give mine. I give mine. I think mine non-pain, right? Not the whipping pain. The non-pain cry was and I think it was the moment I realized I was getting older when that movie Walk to Remember.
Okay, what's
Walk
up, y'all?
to
Nah,
Remember. Yeah, the
nah, what is
guy
it?
it was like a love story kind of thing he got with the girl. He's trying. They're like in high school. The girl was trying to like, yo, you can't. What did she say? You can't fall in love with me. Because she was dying of like cancer or something, dying of something.
Oh,
And before she died, they got married, and yeah. So around that time
Oh,
they lost her. I was like, what is this going on, right? Like what is going on? My
I
feelings.
know, man. And the
Like this
sad
is a
thing about it,
movie.
dog. I don't know. It's like the older I get, the softer I get. I'm like, look,
yeah.
Right.
See,
you
see,
just a big old marshmallow, boy. You
Right.
soft
yeah.
you soft as
See,
soft
look,
as tissue, boy.
Kaneen, what the
Yeah.
problem is, I think you have the same issue that I have. Somebody always decides to cut some onions when I'm
At the
watching
same
the
time,
movie.
you're trying to do some stuff.
I'm like, who's cutting
Oh,
onions? Like,
that
dang,
is hilarious.
it's 10 o'clock at night. Who cutting these onions
Hey,
right now?
I,
Who couldn't
hey,
onions?
I be trying to hide it from my wife. She's like, don't let it go, let it go. I don't want to let it go. I
I'm not
don't
letting
want
it
to let
go.
it go.
I
This
want to
ain't
let
nothing
it
to let
go.
go. This ain't nothing to let go. But I ain't in no pain. What am I? What
Right,
is this?
right.
Yeah. Well, you let Mrs. Banks tell it. She says, "I'm a big old crybaby." She said, "Anything make me cry." So,
I don't know what it is, man. I don't know what it is, man. I'll be like,
it's life. I'm
like, I done been through some situations. You know what I'm saying? Like, didn't cry. All these tattoos I got, didn't cry.
Didn't cry.
Like, I mean, I'm talking about, and what's so crazy about it, the worst one I got is the one on my back, and didn't cry. I was like, I can go through anything.
Right. I can't. Hey, what's up?
You put on one of them little heartbreaking movies. Look at this big old fool over here. Shut up.
Shut up. Yeah, that was It's crazy. It's like the older you get. Yeah, you're right. The older you get, the softer you seem to become. Like just
man, what you talking about?
Yeah, watching them. Okay, so all right, we transparent moment. Larry, what was your first? As we say, non-pain. You know, so somebody didn't inflict pain on you. Non-pain cry.
Yeah. And no death cry.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. No death, because that, unless you're in the funeral business, no death cry.
First,
because that's
non-pain cry.
Right.
Well, I have a lot of first non-pain cry. Can't say. Wow.
This is too far back.
Could you say the first? Because I don't know when I have a first.
I mean, around the first, that you could kind of.
The first one you can remember.
Right.
First one, shoot. Right, and now off the bat, the first one I can remember is a month after the stroke, and I woke up and it was like, can I feel my right leg? Nope. You're nuts.
Okay, I got it. All right, that's physical though. That's physical.
I feel that. It ain't quite pain, but
it wasn't pain. It was the fact that I couldn't do nothing.
No, I got you. Listen, thinking like, oh my God, for the rest of my life, I might be like this. I'm about to start crying thinking about that.
That's how I was. Here you go. I just stopped crying like a month ago.
Okay.
So I've been doing a lot of crying lately. Right now, I'm real emotional. I'm really in tune with my
emotional side.
So we are one. My crying, what do they call it? My tear duct glands or whatever. Right. They are well cleared out because tears be on a regular basis right now. So
what movie has got you? Because if you're a crier, what movie got you? I'm gonna read Jeff comment while you
think about Little Mermaid.
Oh.
No. I'm kidding. No.
Okay.
Wow.
No. I didn't got Little Mermaid. No. I was kidding.
Hey, was it any kids in the room? I was like, you touched like 12. Wow.
Oh man, we was watching something the other day and I started crying. And I was sitting next to my wife and I'm like, making sure she didn't see me because she clowns me every time.
You got a good wife, man.
This subject matter right here now is not conducive to Larry Banks. Y'all I feel like you're picking on me right now. I'm being picked on.
Nah, brother.
I'm gonna have a non-pain cry right now.
Hey, I have a tear coming down my eye. My wife asked me something real ridiculous. I'm telling you, you see tears. You see tears coming down my face. You talking about, are you crying? Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. That was I want you to do.
Right. Stop talking to me.
Doing
man.
about face,
Right.
and stop talking.
But who here can say they didn't cry with Morris Chestnut in Best Man Holiday?
Morris Chestnut.
No, I can't. I didn't cry.
Nah.
None of that.
Nah,
What?
I didn't feel this. Nah,
Hey, I got emotional, but no water came out my eyes.
That was like,
Boys in the hood when Ricky
when he got
Ricky
shot.
Mama
Ricky!
when Ricky Mama was all going hysterical.
Oh,
I tell you, they should have gave that lady the boys for how she was showing
smacked
that
on
grief.
Joe Boy.
Yeah, she should have got something for that. Like she should have got a hood Grammy or a hood Oscar or something. People Choice Award. Something.
So first off, I need some explanation. First off, why was Ricky scratching off a lottery when he was running from people with guns? Number one. Hold on. I'm not done. Number two, Kaneem, why? Why did they take him home? Kaneem, why? Why, Kaneem? Why did they take him home? Why?
Well, let me say this. I got to answer for both questions.
All right, you got to answer for both.
So he was scratching lottery because he didn't know that they was on his behind like that. Right?
Okay.
But if you remember, once he acknowledged that they on his behind,
he tried to run.
He took off like a track star.
Right, he did. He hit that joint. He hit that block. He was, but he could not run that bullet.
He can't outrun that. He can't outrun the shotgun.
Right.
And two reasons why they took him home is because he was literally right around the corner. Why they didn't take him to the hospital, I don't know. So but I do know why they took him home. Because he was around the corner. Right around the corner.
He was already in the car. I mean, I get,
His mom did have plastic on the furniture.
She did. Hey, yes, literally. Yes, literally, she did.
Yes. Oh, man.
So do you remember when you were kids? And so mine was my grandma's furniture. She had the plastic on hers, and you would get on the chair and you would do this. And then it became a game.
Especially you've been sitting there too long.
Since we talking about plastic on the furniture, they had 3 different levels. And it's just from my upbringing, and I'm from the great state of Texas, so I don't know how it is in other parts of the country.
Okay.
But you had the lower, which was the one that had the flower prints and no wood. It's just all fabric. Okay. Then you had the middle, which had the stripes, solid, but it was a contrast in the colors, even though they were the same.
Right.
And it had some wood that was on the armrest.
Right.
And then you had the top tier, which was kind of like a Victorian type, with the wood on the back where your head rests at.
Right.
You had the wood coming down, all the way down the side, all the way down to the armrest, all the way down to the feet of the So it's 3 tiers.
Those were the nicer places, the nicer houses I went into with that wood, with the joint came up with a design on it, like
yes. Now mind you, my grandmother, in the middle of the hood, 5th Ward, Texas, had the upper tier.
Wow.
Upper tier.
Wow.
Shotgun house. Like, you can walk through the back door and see the front door.
It's in the front door. Those are real. I co-sign on that. I've seen them. I've been there.
Hey, shotgun house, right? And she had the plastic on the furniture. Not only did she have the plastic on the furniture, it was in the formal, it's called a formal living room, but it was really a box where she had just that furniture, right? Right. And this was at the front door. So as soon as you walked in the front door, You see this first, but nobody can say it. Nobody can
No.
sit in there.
Not at all. Not at all. You better keep
We
moving
go,
past
we
these
go all the way to the back though, where the living room. I don't know, but I don't know if it's the living room and the kitchen or the
Yes.
kitchen and the living room. But it was that. So you can be sitting on the couch and the stove and everything right in front of it.
Yes. Okay, so
Hey, and what was so funny about it, man?
we just did. Okay.
Come on,
breaking up.
Come on, Kadeem,
Breaking
drive
up.
faster.
It was getting drive faster, Kadeem. You're breaking up. You're breaking up. Right. You said you about to give us the juice. You said what was funny was.
Oh, funny about it is that me and my cousins, we was always playing, and my grandmother, she worked at this place called Prince's Hamburgers.
Okay.
At night, she worked at the school.
Okay.
For the school during the day in the cafeteria, and then she worked at this hamburger joint at night. So we was over there with my grandma and uncle. We was gonna pick my grandma to work. We was gonna go play. Right.
Okay, play in the living room. Oh, all right.
See, what happens
Let's get
is
the rest of that story. When
story
you clear
gets
back
good,
up. I was about to ask Jeff,
Go
was his folks with plastic? He said we just had the heavy duty clear industrial vacuum seal clear plastic. Okay. So I was wondering for a minute. I was like, was that just our households, or was everybody rocking the plastic? You know. So, you're still breaking up. Still breaking up.
Yeah.
Break it up.
See, they had that. They had that. It was that. What is it? Velvet. Plush.
What is
plush
that? Velvet?
material?
Yeah. No. Oh yeah, that real plush.
And it was orange. And then one day, I think it was my cousin. My cousin. I'm saying it was my cousin. I'm not gonna say it was me and my brother. It was my cousin.
Okay.
Let her punch you the hole, and then we all took turns picking at it. Eventually, it was no more plastic on that.
You slowly dug through it.
We were like, not me. Not me.
Not me.
But yeah, I was good at trying to stall because I was trying to. Yeah, I think it's almost every movie that I watch though that.
Wow, you bust a tear out. Wow.
Oh, bust a tear out.
Wow.
And I don't mind admitting
that. He said like a bunch of rabbits. Dickens. Oh man, that's hilarious.
Wakanda Forever, you know. What scene was that? The scene when Shuri was like,
okay,
she was saying something about her mama.
Right.
That one got me. I was like, why you had to do that, Shuri? You was good. You was beating the dude up, and then I was like, you want to bring that up? Bring that up? Not that up.
Ain't gonna bring that up.
That would have missed the rest of the fighting scene. Everybody else about they cried at the beginning when they did the whole drawn out dedication funeral.
Yeah.
That one. But then the other one was at the end. I think it was like during the credits when
with the little boy
was like, I'm T'Changa something T'Changa Jr. or whatever. I was like,
right.
Man,
here they go again.
I can't even see. I don't even know who the actor is now because I can't see.
Oh yeah, you cry a lot. Yeah, I can see why your wife get at you. Like, oh, there go Larry crying again. There go Larry crying.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Soul Man. That's what it was. Soul Man with Bernie Mac,
Samuel Jackson and Bernie Mac.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I think almost every other scene got me on that one.
On Soul Man?
Yeah, it was the last Bernie Mac movie.
Oh, I don't really look at movies like that. I just feel
was a Bernie Mac fan. I was a big Bernie Mac fan.
I was. I think I was. I mean, I said kinda. I only say kinda because I didn't watch the sitcom till it was in reruns. I was one of those.
America. America. Do you hear this, America? Mr. AD
Right. I didn't.
waiting for the reruns. But it's okay. I mean,
Ron. Look,
this
Ron
family
said,
is-
wife asking, "Are you crying?" He said, "Man, glad I'm not the one." No, sir, Ron, you're not. Don't worry, Ron. We're just getting soft in our older age. You know, we getting the older we get, the more softer we get. Yeah, I couldn't. You know what it is? I couldn't get into the I don't know. It was hard watching a sitcom like show without the audience. I think that's what I struggled with, you know, when I first started watching. I just was looking at it wrong. But then started watching, I was like, oh gosh, this show was hilarious. Like, and was crazy. Like, all right, so everybody on here that got children under 25, I'll say that. My children are now, without my provoking, watch Fresh Prince, watch Bernie Mac, was watching what's Keel and Kel, watching a lot of 90s without my I didn't say, hey, check this out. Hey, why don't you check no provoking. This is what they watch. I think the most current show that my son had watched it's called The Sweet Life. And this show is old because those kids are grown adults. Like they're grown adults now. So this show is old too. But they don't really watch any new show. Everything they watch is old. And like I said, zero provoking. Like, I may have turned on like one episode. Like, yeah, this was. I think I told my daughter, I was like, this was Will Smith prior to back in the day or whatever.
Yeah, I think you just left the TV on and they happen to walk in the room and they're like, "Let's see what
they just let it play."
I remember now. I remember mine. Not movie related.
Okay.
Cry. It's not. It's when I remember, and I think I remembered it when y'all mentioned it. Didn't want to talk about it, but it was when it was during COVID. It was during COVID. So yeah, it's not that far back, right? But it's during when COVID started, and my daughter, I had to watch her college graduation with her getting her bachelor's,
like online or something.
So not only she graduated with her bachelor's, and I had to watch it online. I couldn't be there to catch her, but she actually was the commencement speaker for her college graduation.
Wow.
So
Okay.
So that's now cool. I'm like, I'm watching, and I went through a lot. As far as the school, I still haven't finished my degree, but that's on the docket. But to see the vision realized from God that He put me on a path where that my daughter was able to go to school for free, but also just to watch that I was able to produce a child that got a college graduation, and not just got a college degree, but I just got a college degree. But she spoke at her college graduation. I'm like, how many? And so that one, and my wife had the phone video on me.
Wow.
All teared up. All I know is, and she posted it somewhere because all I know is people was texting me like, what you be crying like that on film? Like, all sorts of text messages.
I was having a private moment. She made it public.
But
I was private.
But I'm saying, I think that was worthy. That was worthy of a couple of tears.
Right. 100%.
Proud dad moment.
100%.
And whenever whenever you get an opportunity, see, I'm going to do it now. Whenever you got an opportunity to be used by the Lord, and you watch how He works through you when He says He's going to do this, and He actually comes through with His promise, and not just come through with the promise, but all the way. This is like it's over. It's overwhelming. You know what I mean?
It is.
So
I mean, honestly, like when it comes to our children, we put, at least for all the people I know, I'm gonna say that most 99% people I know put a lot of effort into their children. Like, have taken out sacrifice, time early morning, like just done, man, I gotta be here, I gotta talk to them, I can't because I gotta be there, like, and to see it come into fruition, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. It's like, okay,
Wow.
I could finally at least kind of high five myself. Like,
Okay.
good job,
So you just like you saying that now everything is, all the memories starting to come back. So now let's go back 24 years.
Right.
When she was born.
Right.
The day she was born, and I'm holding her.
Right.
In the hospital, and you hold that baby the first time. The babies they wrapped up in that blanket. They got no care in the world, right?
Right.
But she was already comfortable being in my arms. She didn't have to worry about anything, And I was like, wow, this little human here putting her full trust in me or whatever, and now I got to take care of her.
Right.
I was in the hospital room. I'm all teared up.
Right.
My wife looks at me. What you over there crying for? I'm like, So there we go. Yeah. 24 years ago,
right,
August 31st, 1999, at like 10 o'clock at night. I went to the barber that day after she was born. Went to the barber, got a cut, got my wife's clothes and all that stuff for the hospital. Came back because I want to make sure she saw me looking nice, clean, and trim, or whatever. And
I'm not. So, right. And Jeff said, "Oh, geez," he said, "I'd be toast. Listen to my daughter, right." He said, "Just getting backlash from tour buddies." Yeah. He said, "Oh yeah, dude." He said, "When God shows you a promise complete, it's overwhelming." Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah. Thinking back, and it's funny. Of course, we usually have my brother on for Financial Wednesdays, but he's taking care of his twins this morning. I'm sure
he's probably like,
right. Right. Two babies. I can't imagine like at the same time and the same age. Like my son and daughter are about a year, 2 years almost, 18 months apart. So there was a little, at least ahead. He was grown a little bit, behind her. So it's a lot. It could be a lot. By the time she was in her crying stage, he was pretty much out of that at least. So, but it was still, he was still in the, I got to keep my eye on him in the everything stage. So, he moving, I'm carrying her, chasing him, so that was always an interesting thing. And speaking of which, my baby just turned 14 yesterday. So 14 years of Alexis. So it's we had a good time. Went to eat out and had a party. It's a birthday party, and realizing that my children are incredibly spoiled. And how much we do.
Right.
Right. Right. Yeah. But yeah, remember the days of hamburgers and hot dogs. Hamburgers, hot dogs, and then I didn't even have birthday parties. I didn't have any birthday parties. So they just don't know. They just don't know how good they got it. They just don't know how good they got it. They don't know. They don't.
Hey, AJ reminds me of my middle son, man. When I saw them pictures on Facebook, I said, AJ is 38 by taking this picture.
Right.
I mean, hey, when I say little man was pissed off, he had to take that picture. He like, I don't even want to be here. I gotta be here. I gotta be doing
something else. Right. I put it, Jeff. I put it in the messenger. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't hit send.
Yeah. My Brett don't know how to take no pictures with nothing. But I'm talking. He manufactured a smile, but you could tell like you had to actually practice that. It ain't natural. That's for sure.
Right. Mine don't smile at all. His just the same smirk, non-smiling. Go on, finish this
Yeah.
picture. But I'm gonna show y'all this real quick. Now you're talking about smiling. We did catch him off guard. We were clowning at the
Uh-oh.
table, and we got this. This is a rare scene. Can y'all see that? Hold on. There we go.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
Look at it.
Yep. Got him.
Right, got him.
Got all his teeth.
Right. Oh man. So let's see. Did I do that? So today, did y'all watch the video? Van Johnson.
So,
Excuse. I want to hear an excuse. Yes or no? Did you watch the video?
Oh, know of it.
Not the whole thing.
It's in the group. In the group me. I put stuff.
Not the whole thing, but man.
Okay,
oh,
not the
man,
whole thing.
oh, man.
Okay. I give
Man, oh,
you
man,
half
man.
credit.
But what's kind of interesting is
I'm educated just like
how
others. I have
how
no
it-
idea stuff.
it's interesting how it tied in. Like you posted the video, you posted
Right.
into the video, and then
Right.
I posted right behind that and talk about the banker, right? And the banker, for those who haven't seen the movie, I tried to reveal
Great
too
movie.
much, but it was about finding a place to put us, giving us an opportunity. Right? We were denied opportunities, so how do we
Right.
get in and find opportunities, right?
Right.
And then like listening to the parts that I was listening to, what Van was talking about
Right.
was us finding the right opportunities. Like
Right.
you go into these spaces, and you don't see us, and
Right.
this is the space that that we need to be in,
Right.
but we're not in. See
Yeah.
how I was able to do
Okay.
it.
Okay.
People still know what I'm
Okay.
talking about. They don't know what I'm talking about because I don't want to take from your as any person your soliloquy. I want you to read in. And,
There you go.
so I get an invite back. I want to make sure I get an
Okay.
invite back.
All right. You gotta make sure I can invite it back. Silly.
I want to make sure I'm in
Oh
this
yeah, no
space.
problem. Thank you. So we're dealing with issues in industry, right? So one of the things that Van Jones, I don't know why I'm gonna call him Johnson, Jones talked about. They asked him about politics, and he mentioned there's issues and then there's industry. Issues is like abortion, gun control, and things of that nature. And that's kind of how we've approached a lot of things in the from an issue standpoint. He said, but the real moving of the needle is in industry. So we have a company and we are getting with like political party to vote a certain way to help our industry, if that makes sense. Like if we're in the entertainment industry, hey, you need to make sure that unions stay in a specific space, so that we never have to renegotiate a contract ever again or something like that, coming up with a law. And so that'll help us make more money. And in turn, we'll give you as a candidate more money. Got what I'm saying? Also, he talked about politics and policy, but he was saying like we're playing more of a numbers of voting game instead of a numbers of money game. Instead of like Dr. Anderson talked about, he talked about group economics, and he always spoke about how we need to pay politicians. That's how you move. You contribute into campaigns. If you want to understand what I mean by paying politicians, you contribute into campaigns, which is why people jumped on AT&T. They're like, they're supporting the Republican Party, but if you look, they're supporting the Democrat Party as well. Like they're giving 10 million here, 10 million there. Here you go. Just don't keep FCC at bay, because that's the goal. You understand what I'm saying? So the gap I wanted to talk about, dealing with issues in industry, there's a gap, and that's probably what I really wanted to call this. He was saying there's a gap. We're good on the social part of it, right? We have thousands of nonprofits. We are all over Washington. We have millions of mayors. He says, he said, you go to DC, we there. He said, you go to New York, you go to Wall Street, we're not there. He said, you go to Los Angeles, we're working but we don't own anything. You understand what I'm saying? So there's that gap.
So
And so
Silicon Valley.
I just kind of wanted to throw it out there. I was hoping y'all like, or at least you've seen it, some of it. Larry, Kaneem, I appreciate you, brother. You can watch it later. But yeah, just filling in the gap of industry, because we're heavy on one side, but we're not heavy on the other, where the money matters, because we know money runs a lot of things.
So this is where I'm going to go ahead and continue to liken it to that movie I was referring to. Is the question is why are we not there? It says they always say, oh, you guys had the opportunity, but do we really have the opportunities to really, really, really be there? Like,
right.
Anthony Mackie's character in The Banker,
right?
He was trying to go into the bank to get a loan or whatever, and they wouldn't. The secretary was like, the guy's not available. The guy's sitting right there.
Right there. My man is right there.
And then she goes to him. He lifts him. He's talking to the secretary and goes, "No, I'm not talking to him." And like, wow, right? So if Mackie said, "Oh, you don't want to talk to me? I'm going to make sure I get the opportunity. I'm going to buy the building." Right. But how I'm going to buy the building, and you don't have to talk to me, but you're going to pay me some rent.
Right. That's what he did.
But
it was a step-by-step process. Kind of like Kaneem talked about buying one property, buying another property, using that property to pay for another property. And it was a step-by-step process. And how he made moves economically.
Right. But he could be the face now. Now here go Wall Street. Why aren't we offered opportunities on Wall Street? And they like, why? And I know somebody come back, Larry. Why do we have to be offered, right? And we probably don't have to be offered, but I see the movie Boiler Room. We tend to gravitate to what we see, right?
Right.
The movie Boiler Room. The closest to us is crap. Don Toretto, what's his name?
Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel, yes.
Vin Diesel's the closest, right? But it's like, we don't see ourselves. We don't see ourselves on Wall Street. So if we don't see ourselves on Wall Street, what tells us that we can go ahead and pursue, a job that where we can be there and get in that place? I don't have an answer for that.
I think so I'm gonna pivot a little bit. I was listening to an article. Google, I think Spellman, or he gave it HBCU. Google gave HBCU. He said Vin Diesel's almost black. Hey, don't talk about Vin Diesel. Sam gonna come for you, Jeff. Don't do it, Jeff. Don't do it. Gave him like $10 million, I think it was $10 million scholarships trying to get. It might have been Spellman, because it was trying to get black women in STEM to join up and be a part of Spellman and tech and things of that nature. And I was thinking about that, right? How there, which is great, money, the scholarships to push them and get black representation in tech to work for Google. I just was thinking sometimes they're like payouts, and what I mean by that, to get kind of like, okay, and forgive me, I know I'm all over the place this morning, so kind of like geez, I can see his face. Deion Sanders, going to an HBCU, now grabbing high quality players, that would normally go to other schools, now come, they gravitate to him in a sense. Let me get Brian in on this. So, here, let me mute it. All right. And how having an old man moment. I lost my thought. I was going somewhere. I'm gonna get back to it. What up, Brian? Good morning.
I just came on here to say, how about them boys?
Oh.
Get him frozen. He can't respond. He can't respond.
Congratulations for making Monday Night Football. I think something to talk about on Tuesday morning.
Now, I don't want to disrupt any conversation that was already taking place.
No. You take a minute. I'm gonna write down and kind of just get to, or just Google Finn. I'm staying correct. Yeah, he is black. He's black. He's just high yellow. Very, very high yellow. He's a high yellow black guy. Very high yellow. You think he can pass? He can pass in the right crowd.
Yeah, he's an imitation of life, you know. For those who knows that movie reference.
So you want to know why I was late this morning?
Why?
You were still constructing that joke.
Because wow.
That was good. That was good.
Wow. That's okay. My mouth is open. But Friday's coming. So I'm gonna build up. My comeback for that will come Friday.
All right. Why don't you leave?
But so my grandson was here over the weekend. One of my grandsons was here over the weekend. And I got something weird going on because you know how you have like your TV in a room, right, and then you have like your surround sound, the sound bar, and the speakers, right? Because you're too cheap to have them mounted in the wall, so you get the tower. Yeah. Right. So he was here all weekend, and he was looking at the TV, right, playing his little video game, and looking at like what he does is he plays a video game, right, and then he has YouTube on the big screen TV in the bedroom with people actually playing a video game online.
Right.
So he has his game, and then he's watching. I didn't know that's what they do. So they watch they watch good people play the game. Yep. Okay, so y'all know that. Okay, I don't see. I'm not a video game person.
My son does that. Yes, the thing.
No, my son does. My son does it. My daughter does it. They watch it.
Okay.
They do. So
the problem is when he leaves to go home, I can't find the remote for the TV now.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah.
And we've looked everywhere, and we just so happened to be looking for it this morning because my daughter was in there, and we can't find it. It's nowhere to be found. Like it has to be here, and he never went anywhere except the room because all he does is play the video game. Right. So where is it? I'm like, did he put the remote in his backpack?
Right. You start thinking maybe he took it with him,
or it got wrapped up in his clothes. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway. We still hadn't found the remote, so that's why I wasn't on here.
I thought we found it. There's no resolve. It's gonna leave us in suspense. Like I thought there was a resolve. I thought you found it.
No.
How about I just found my remote about a year ago from when my niece and nephew visited about 7 years ago, and was using that. What? I thought they took it with them. I told my brother, it was from my receiver. So, and I had just bought that remote because I had to get the receiver from Best Buy, open box, and they have remotes. I bought it. Man, I'm trying to change, and one of the settings can only be changed using that remote, and I couldn't find this remote for years. I was telling my brother, I think your daughter. Now it's not my niece now. I think your daughter's a klepto. She took my remote.
Didn't accuse the baby. No, you didn't accuse the baby.
This is legit. And then I found the remote.
See, so, look at that.
But now, like I don't like my son. This was my son's TV in his room.
Okay, right.
So I don't even know what kind of TV. I know it's a Samsung, but I don't know what model it is. So if I have to get another remote, I don't even know what model the TV is.
Or you get the universal joint. You
gotta wait 7 years till you find it.
They go wait 7 years. You hit the thing. It does the automatic code until you find it.
Really? Do those universal remotes actually work?
Yeah, they do. They do
for smart TVs.
What kind of? Well, if you might be able to just get an app if it's smart, depending on because Ryan would get some latest. I'm sure you got the latest.
Ryan's not here to help me.
No, I know that.
See, normally Brian would fix this.
right. So yeah, just find out if it's a Vizio. There's a Vizio remote for it.
No, it's a
You can
Samsung.
Samsung. I'm sure there's probably a remote for it. There's a remote for it. Like you can on like.
I know
app,
there is. I just got to
you can
find
do
out
the
what
app.
model.
Either do app or get another one.
Yeah.
You know, and to be an old man, like that kind of little stuff like that just irritates me because I'm the person who always puts his keys in the same place. My wallet is always in the same place.
Mm-hmm.
The remote is always in the same place, so I don't have to look for stuff.
Right. He said,
Exactly.
"Okay, I'm venting."
You're not an
That's
old
fine.
man. You know, I'm with you. I'm with you.
He said, I have a towel attached to my bed remote. You ever fall asleep in TV setting? Ain't happening.
When I leave the room,
the real smart TV.
Both
Go to
remotes
Amazon.
are sitting next to each other. Everybody can find it. When I leave the room, both remotes sitting each other. You know, I come in the room the next day. Oh shoot, where's this remote at? I don't know. I'm tempted just to take the remotes and just put them somewhere so that I don't know. Won't have to worry about finding them or saying they don't know where it is. I would know where it is, and you just can't watch the TV until I'm watching TV.
Right. Yes. Oh,
but I might do that towel thing you're talking about.
Right, not the towel thing.
I might do that.
All right, so
yes. Go ahead.
Oh nope, that's not what I wanted. So Rod says, Rod, I gotta get you on this. He said some nonprofits are also payouts, so I disagree with Van Jones that we got it on the social front. Break that down for me a little bit, but like I think it's just I don't know. I think sometimes I feel like in a sense we lack the economics coming into our community, and so Van Jones was on Earn Your Leisure.
It's always a nonprofit, but who actually sees the funds from these nonprofits?
What you mean?
When they raise it, when they're getting money.
Well, it's in the services. It's in the services, and them being out there, as being visible. You know, and a lot of nonprofits have ratings. You can look them up. I can't remember the site, but if you just put nonprofit ratings, the biggest site will come up, and you can kind of you can kind of see where they stand and their transparency. You know, I know like Doctors Without Borders is up there. Like the bigger ones are the ones that you can definitely get information on. I don't know if the smaller ones report as much.
I want to actually spend some time this week. I didn't say today, this week, and look at this because no, look. How many athletes do we know have that we hear about have a nonprofit? Every single one got a nonprofit in their name, right? And say, oh yeah, this is doing this and this is doing that and all that stuff. Then they get on a game show, and then the money went, oh yeah, it's going to go towards my nonprofit and all that stuff.
Right.
But we still have all the same issues in the different cities. So it's like that's supposed to be helping with. So what is it really doing? Is it just a tax write-off?
Well, no. Listen, for the most part, the challenge is we see impact to a community, not necessarily a city. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. It's demographic. So you have to think about what level of impact you're looking to have. There are many non-for-profits, and they have massive benefit, but you don't see the impact because you're not in that village.
And I can't remember his name. What's the smart scientist dude that show up everywhere? He's always talking about science. He's like the black guy, only black smart science dude that's socially that we see. Not saying he's the only one, but what's his name?
The astrologist.
Yeah, he made an interesting comment. Like I scrolling on the clip, and he was just saying, he's talking about violence, and he was saying,
you talking about Neil deGrasse?
Neil deGrasse. Yeah. And he was saying like just sometimes just because we see a lot of something doesn't mean there's more. And he was saying percentage wise, like, he said there's been a lot of, deaths have happened. He said, but if you go back like World War II, he said people literally dying like 1,000 a day almost. Like he was just saying like now it's not at that level. He said, sure, we've had the pandemic. That was huge. He said, but outside of that, I think we just see a lot. And so to your point, Larry, and Brian has said it before, work is being done. I think we just don't get an opportunity to see the good stuff as much as we see the bad stuff.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right. I think that's
One death.
But that's what I
death
love.
moves
If you look at Rod's comment,
Yeah.
it's basically emphasizing what you're saying, right? Corporations,
Yeah.
rich folks funnel money to non-profits. They do just enough to support that mission.
Right.
But until policy changes, you
Right.
won't see national or even global impact.
Right, and that's what
right.
Van Jones is. That's what Van Jones is getting at.
Yeah. With money into the politics.
The nonprofits, but
But what is the biggest
it's more
challenge that
space.
Van Jones has, though? What is his challenge? He'll run out of money before policy changes.
Oh, yeah. I got.
He'll be able to help people, but not help the infrastructure.
Right. Because that's what.
Which is
And
why
honestly, he was
Jeff
saying.
Bezos will wind up giving it. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
he said he got the big grant from Jeff Bezos, but that's what he was saying though, Brian. He was saying like he's investing in systems and
Right.
businesses so that we can take the millions that start rolling in, and then because he didn't say he didn't say I'm not giving this to policy because I can't, I don't have enough because that's what he said. You're right.
It's that age-old statement, give a man a fish,
Right.
right? And
Exactly.
so we pour so much money into giving people fish
Right.
as opposing to changing the systemic issue that we have.
Right. Yeah.
And that's why we are where we are right now, because you got the same folks in charge
Yeah. Same folks.
and we're just repeating processes,
Right. True indeed. Where I said give money to BLM, but you won't support any type of police brutality legislation. I think the money, like from a lot of our perspective, is I'm trying to give it into an organization that knows how to set a policy that can connect to lobbyists and things like that. Like it makes no sense me having this million trying to find out where I try to give it to the folks that know the system. Here's $1 million. Let's change this policy.
Right.
So I
Have
think
you all
that's
seen the letter written by, there's a nurse, I just saw an article, a nurse just committed suicide
Yes.
and she wrote a letter to her abuser.
Yes. And it was the healthcare system.
And the healthcare system, she identified the healthcare system as her
and the
abuser.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm
Look that up. Lady, nurse commits suicide, writes a letter to her abuser, and her
Right.
abuser is the healthcare system due to their lack of support for nurses.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's big.
That's a pretty, it's deep, it's sad, but there's multiple perspectives to that letter. Because one could say, you don't speak for everyone, but you can ask 100 nurses.
Right.
And I probably got 10 of them in my family.
Right.
And they all have a story of not having the adequate support that enables them to do their job effectively.
Right.
But someone would say, well, nobody feels like they have the support to do their job effectively. Right? Why would they be any different?
Yeah.
Kaneem out there now, I bet Kaneem could give you 10 resources that he wish he had right now. The problem is his letter would have to be to Kaneem Curvey.
I wish I could form a cooperative to where we could all get money and everybody would kind of like be on the same vision for prosperity, but everybody ain't got that drive and that sense of coalition that they want to sacrifice now for the greater good later.
I was just having a conversation with somebody, Kaneem, about that very topic. And you know what the brother said to me? He
What's
said,
that?
I'm not good with partnerships.
Yeah. I
Very
can't argue with it.
Very astute businessman. I'm like, but do you know how much more you could get accomplished if you had other people with you that think like you? He said, yeah, but there's always something. You're right. There is always something. When are we going to get over ourselves and recognize our agenda is not the only agenda? And to your point, collaboration. But there are many people that are doing it and are having an impact. It's just not enough of us doing it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, my brother. I agree.
So AD, so when Van had mentioned Silicon Valley, that you don't see us in that space,
Right.
that one's hard. Is really a harder pill for me to swallow, unless he means as far as heading the corporation or not, working in it. Because
I think in the startup space, maybe.
Hey, I'm gonna have to jump off, fellas. Y'all have a good one.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Appreciate you, man.
Okay, because I know my son. That's where his sights are set on. That's where he's getting at. And my brother isn't. But
I think it's the start. Maybe he could be referencing the startup space, because I thought about that too when he said it. Because I do know surprisingly a large amount of folks that are in IT. I know, like you, Brian, and my man David, that is in Texas. Like it's like almost like every other person seems to be, touching that space in some way, shape, form, or fashion.
What space?
The IT or Silicon Valley space. That's what Van Jones was saying. Silicon Valley is not doesn't have us in there, but I was thinking he more means like the startup space. Like building those kind of new companies and things of that nature. We're in IT, but I don't think we're in the startup space like that.
For those who had the video we referenced,
right? Because he's like, people live.
Hour 45 minutes.
Yeah. Go ahead. Right. So he said, and Rod makes a good point. He said, for Van Jones, he said, if you're in bed with these big corporations, I can't really trust you. He said, they are the problem.
That's what I mean. The power of influence and the leverage that people have. And that's what I mean when I say it's difficult to move the needle, as he said earlier, because the same people are in charge.
Right.
And they have the same motive as they have always had, money and power. And so it's an interesting dichotomy that we find ourselves in.
Yeah. Dang. Dichotomy. There he goes again.
Today's word is dichotomy.
Can I get it in a sentence?
Let me ask this question. I know this is like way off. All right, and I'm gonna ask you, Brian, because you've been in a lot of different kind of rooms, right? And I know your vocabulary is pretty extensive, but have you been hit with words like Have you done the Google like what is that?
I do, right. And I go, huh. You'll hear that again.
Right.
Absolutely.
And I think it's great when someone take a long
word.
sentence, put it into like, oh, you just one word that. It's just I ain't even got to say all that. I just used that word. That explained it all.
That's been my problem. It takes me 10 minutes to say something that should have taken me 3 minutes to say. Because I don't have that bridge. I don't have that word that brings it all together.
Bring it all together.
Wow.
Right. Yeah. That's
I just see. I'm looking at the spelling of this word. I've heard the word before, but but I never looked at this word. If you look at it, it looks like it's dichotomy.
Right.
D-I-C-H.
It looks like a medical term.
It sure does.
Oh man!
The contrast between two things that are.
Look, I went to go refill I have a gel that I have to put for my for tennis elbow.
Okay.
And I went to refill the prescription to pick it up, and the young lady at CVS was behind the counter, and I can't tell you what the word is, but I said, "Yeah, I have a prescription that I need to pick up," and you give her your name, your date of birth, and all that, and she goes, "Oh, I see you have." She goes, "Nope, I'm gonna just go get it."
I can't even pronounce that one. I'm not going to even act like.
I'm like, no problem.
We're just going to match it up, make sure that's your name on what the doctor said you're going to take, and we're going to move forward. We're going to just move forward. That's your name. That's your birthday right there. Okay.
Yeah. No refills. No refills. No refills.
No refills on that. You got to get the doctor's approval. All right. So listen, we appreciate you guys for being with us.
Well,
Another edition of the Brothers
can I point
Legacy.
something out to? Can I point something
It's,
to Brian? See right there. You know, I
I
don't
see.
care if we win or lose. You know what I
That's
mean? It's
You
where
can't
it's where
care
I'm
at
from.
this point.
It's where I'm from. It's where I'm from. It's where I'm from, and I always represent it, regardless. I don't know what their record is. I don't know who the coach is.
You tell you don't know the.
I'm proud of you, man.
I gave us.
I'm proud of you. I really am. It's hard to crawl in the dirt and still be smiling. So I'm proud of you. There was a question asked yesterday: who's in the worst trouble? They were like,
Right.
New England Patriots, New Jersey, the New York Jets, Carolina Panthers, or the New York Giants. And somebody said, Giants? It's the Giants. It's the Giants.
And you know what makes it worse? We will have the top draft pick and still won't draft properly because.
Well, listen, at this point, they are treating this young guy, Caleb Williams, out of USC. They talking about him like they talked about LeBron James coming into the NBA.
Oh wow!
Well,
they said, I don't care what team you put this dude on, that team is going to start winning.
Wow. Okay.
That's Caleb Williams coming out of USC. And they're basically telling Shedeur Sanders, don't come out this year. Because Caleb will be number one. I think he's on track to be the first back-to-back Heisman winner. Caleb Williams, yeah.
I can actually see that. He's actually, yeah. But I'm sorry. I know the AD was getting ready. He's doing his course.
I was working on it. Okay. All right. All hearts and minds are clear. Appreciate you guys for being here. Larry, just to let you know, if you're gonna represent, you got to have something a little more bigger, hat on, a banner in the back, something. You know, that's how you show your proudness.
Get your buddy Jeff Carlin.
What was that? Oh, the dichotomy.
Look at Jeff Carlin.
Oh gosh, I can't mess with Jeff.
Yeah, and USC got blasted by Notre Dame. That was an ugly loss. This dichotomy,
rolling up and down the aisles, and they're out of die, and this lady comes sneaking up and trying to cuddle me.
How does that do?
Oh God! Look at it.
How does that do?
That's how we do it. That's how you do it, Jeff.
You know what? Larry. Listen, I want you to know you look like a baker. You do. You look like you just baked a cake. And in the spirit of the New York Giants, I just want you to know your cake fell.
All right, Jeremy. We appreciate you guys for being here. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being a part. We look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. Mental Health Wednesday. Stay safe, make good choices. Know that we love you. Jesus loves you better. And if you or someone you love is having a mental health crisis, make sure you dial 988. Make sure you dial 988. All right. See you guys in the AM. Peace out.